CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. India Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. India Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. India Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, parks on the air. India 0821. How is the America Charlie?
Kilo Oscar 4, Echo America Charlie.
Kilo Oscar 4, Echo America Charlie, is that right?
America Charlie. Echo America Charlie. Roger, Roger.
Roger. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo America Charlie. You are 5 by 1, 51 in Italy, QSL.
Roger, Roger. Also 5 by 1, 5 by 1. Georgia, Georgia.
QSL, Georgia. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, 73. Ciao, ciao. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, parks on the air. India 0821.
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Alpha Delta.
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Alpha Delta. Good morning. You're 55, 5 and 5, over.
Good morning. Roger that. You are 5-7 here into Virginia. Victor Alpha 7-3. Thanks for working the park and Merry Christmas.
Roger, Roger. Thanks. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Italy. Ciao. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, parks on the air. India 0821.
Kilo 4, Oscar Mike Juliet.
KK4 Oscar Mary Japan. Nice to hear you today as well. You are 5 and 5, over.
Roger, Roger. Good morning. Good afternoon. 5 and 5 for you as well. 18 Kentucky, Kilo Yankee. Thank you very much for being on there today and Merry Christmas.
Roger, Roger. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, grazie mille.
Ciao. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, parks on the air.
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey, Uniform X-Ray.
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey United X-Ray. Lovely signal. You're 5-9, over.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, you're 5-9 also into Ohio there, over.
Roger, Roger. Got it. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Italy, over.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you too, and what's your personal?
Personal is Steven. Steven, location is Northern Italy. We are activating mobile. I'm sitting on my mobile in the park, over.
Oh, you're sounding good on that mobile. I'm on a ICOM with running the horizontal antenna there from my house there, over.
Roger, Roger. Running a 20 whiskey and a telescopic whip on the roof of the car. 20 whiskey SSB, over.
Hey, sounding good there, Steven. I'll let you get back at it. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You made my day, man. 73 and Happy Holidays. See you again on 10 meters over the next few weeks. Ciao.
Oh, ciao, ciao.
CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, parks on the air. India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, parks on the air. India 0821.
Yankee Victor 1, Sierra Whiskey.
Yankee Victor 1, Sierra Whiskey, buen día. Gracias por la llamada. 5-5 para ti, QSL.
QSL Stefano.
Ok, 5-5, muchos QSB por acá, Estefano. Felices fiestas, feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, gracias, muchas gracias, saludo. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821. Okay, there's a few in there. Who's the Kilo Oscar 4? The Kilowatt Oscar 4?
73.
No. Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Oscar 4 again.
Uniform Delta Bravo.
Roger, Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Delta Bravo. You're 5 and 5, 55, over.
You are 5 and 4 into Savannah, Georgia.
QSL, Merry Christmas 73, QRZ.
Merry Christmas.
Ciao, QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Bravo Juliet, Orlando, Florida.
Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Bravo Japan. Thank you from Orlando, Florida. You are 5 and 5, over. Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Bravo Juliet, 5 and 5, over.
Yes, this is KC4 KBJ in Orlando, Florida. Good contact. Good luck on your activation today, and Merry Christmas to you. This is KC4 KBJ.
Roger, and what is my report? My report, over.
555.
Roger, the 55. Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. Ciao.
Victor Echo 9, Charlie Zulu.
V9 Charlie Zulu, good morning. You're 5 and 5.
Roger, thank you for the 5 and 5. Also 55. 55 Brunswick, and Merry Christmas. Buon Natale.
Merry Christmas, Buon Natale. Ciao.
Ciao.
CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821. Ending in Kilo, what's the station ending in Kilo?
Echo America Bravo.
Kilo Charlie 9 Hotel Echo Kilo.
Kilo Charlie 9, just one sec, Kilo Charlie 9, Hotel Echo Kilowatt, you're 5 and 5.
Charlie 9 Hotel Echo. You are 5555 New York.
Roger, the 55 New York, 73, Merry Christmas. Ciao. CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Kilo Charlie 1 Golf Papa.
Who's the Kilo Charlie 1 Golf?
Kilo Charlie 1 Golf.
Kilo Italy 6 Bravo Stroke Whiskey 4.
Just one sec, guys. The Kilo Charlie 1 Germany, KC1 Golf. Go ahead.
Kilo Charlie 1 Germany Papa. Germany Papa.
Roger, KC1 GGP, you are 5 and 1, 51, over.
Have you 5-2 Massachusetts, QSL?
Roger, the 52, Merry Christmas, 73, QRZ.
November Golf 9 Bravo.
Who's the 9 Bravo? November Germany 9 Bravo, you're 5 and 5. November Germany 9 Bravo, 5 and 5, over.
31 Wisconsin now. My signal report.
You are 5 and 5, 5 and 5. What is my report, over?
Copy the 553. 3 by 1 Wisconsin, over.
3 by 1 Wisconsin. Merry Christmas and 73, ciao.
73, ciao.
Ciao, Q or Z?
Kilo Italy 6 Bravo Whiskey 4.
Who's the Kilo India 6? The Kilowatt India 6? Negative, Q or Z? Q or Z, Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. India 0821.
Kilo Oscar 4, Golf Alpha Romeo.
Kilo Oscar 4, Golf Alpha Romeo. Thank you. You're 5 and 1. 5 and 1, over.
Roger, IW52, South Carolina. South Carolina.
Roger, the 5 and 2 in North Carolina. Merry Christmas, 73.
73.
Ciao, ciao. QRZ. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. India 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. India 0821. Again. Who's in November 2 again? Very weak signal. November 2, try it again, over. Negative, I'm sorry. QRZ, India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec.
Alpha Delta 4, Juliet
Delta Charlie.
84, Japan X-ray. Nice to see you again. You're 5 and 7.
QSL, you're also 5 and 7 Golf Alpha. Thank you for the park and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, 73. QRZ.
Whiskey 3, Alpha Delta Charlie.
W3ADC, big signal, 59.
Roger, you're 5-9 Pennsylvania.
Q
Activation.
73, Merry Christmas. QRZ. Kilo Nancy 4 X-ray Papa, you're 5 by 1. Roger, the 5 and 5, 73, Merry Christmas, QRZ. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air.
Navigation this morning. No.
CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. Who's the Radio Charlie Whiskey?
November 3, Radio Charlie Whiskey.
Roger, Nancy 3, Radio Charlie Whiskey, you're 5 by 1.
QSL, thank you, 5 and 5 in the Maryland, over.
Roger, the 5 and 5 in the Maryland. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Ciao, ciao.
Merry Christmas, thank you,
73, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. India 0821.
Kilo 4, November Tango Sierra.
K4 NTS, good morning. You're 5 and 5.
Hey, Ralph, man, that's what I've got you at over here in Kentucky. 5 and 5 in Kentucky. QTH, Kentucky. Name's Nathan, November Alpha Tango, Hotel Alpha November. Thanks for activating the park, man. Thanks for being on the air. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year coming up to you. You're 5-5 in Kentucky. Over.
Roger, Nathan. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Italy, QSL.
Hey, QSL, man, very good. Good luck on the parks on the air. 73s to you, man. Enjoy your park. Kilo 4, November Tango Sierra.
Roger, you bet. 73 and happy holidays. CQ Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air, India 0821.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Tango, Yankee Delta.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Tango, Yankee Delta. Good morning, you're 5 and 5.
Thank you for the 5-5. You're 5-5.
What is my report?
Your report is you dropped down. You were a 5-9. You dropped down to a 5-4. 5-4.
Roger, the 54. 73 and Merry Christmas. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. India 0821.
IW2MJQ, this is Kilo Bravo 1, Delta Kilo.
KB1DK, good morning. Lovely signal, 5x8, over.
QSL, good afternoon and Merry Christmas. You're 5x6 in Connecticut with QSB, over.
Roger, the 56. Thanks for your call, I appreciate that. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Ciao from Connecticut.
Ciao. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen. Parks on the air, India 0821.
Kilo 4, November, Tango.
Kilo 4, Sierra Papa.
Kilo 4, November, Tango, Kilowatt, is that right? Who's the Kilo 4, November, Tango?
Kilo 4, November, Tango, Sierra.
Okay, got it. Kilo 4, November, Tango, Sierra. You are 55, 5 and 5, over.
Hey, Roger, I got you about 5-4 here in Kentucky, man. You're 5-4 in Kentucky, Roger.
Roger, the 5-4 in Kentucky, and Merry Christmas, 73. QRZ.
Whiskey 5 Tango X-ray.
Whiskey 5 Tango X-ray, you're 5x7.
We're in TS in Kentucky. Hey, got you about a 5x5 Northeast Texas. What's your call again?
Roger that. My call is India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Activating Parks on the air, India 0821. QSL.
Yeah, QSL. I just tuned the frequency. I thought that was you. Thanks so much, man, for the DX. Merry Christmas, 73.
73, Merry Christmas. QRZ. Kilo Charlie 2, Papa, Hotel India, is that right?
Negative. Papa, Quebec, India, Papa, Quebec, India.
Kilo Charlie 2, Papa, your call again?
Kilo Charlie 2, Papa, Quebec, India, Papa, Quebec.
Okay. Kilo Charlie 2, Papa, Quebec, Italy. Papa, Quebec, India. You're 5x1, over.
QSL. You're 5-5, 5-5 Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Roger. Merry Christmas. 73 from Italy.
73.
Ciao, Roby.
Sono appena salito dal 15 e ho collegato di Whisky Papa 4 Tango Zulu da K Kilo 7550 a te.
Sì, ok, ti metto loghi. N3 Yankee India Tango. Aspetta che piccio la tastiera. Barra 2. Mi metti in difficoltà. 5-9, ok?
Ah beh, se vuoi mettere, fai meglio di mettere barra 2 uguale. Ok, grazie, arrivi bene anche tu,
Sì, c'è un'apertura, la sfrutto. Ci sentiamo dopo, ciao.
Ciao.
CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen. Parks on the air, India 0821.
Delta Whiskey.
Who's the Delta Whiskey?
November Yankee. Bravo Delta Whiskey.
And Nancy 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey, thank you. You're 5 and 5. Roger, the 5-8, 73 and Merry Christmas. QRZ.
November 5, Sierra Lima Yankee.
November 5, Sierra Lima Yankee, you're 5 and 5.
Yes, sir, you're 5 and 5 in Texas, Tango X-ray.
Roger, the Tango X-ray, 73, Merry Christmas. QRZ.
Texas, have fun.
Ciao, 73, QRZ. QRZ, India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen. Parks on the air.
Kilo 1 Alpha Oscar, Sierra.
Kilo 1 Alpha Oscar Sierra, I'm not sure, you're 5 and 5.
That's correct, Kilo 1 Alpha Oscar Sierra QSL, you're 5-5 into Park, Kilo 1906.
Okay, Kilo, just one sec, 1906, is that a Roger?
QSL 1906, and I have a second operator for you.
Okay, just one sec, okay, 1906, okay, let me save this contact. Okay, who's the second operator?
November 8 Golf Lima X-Ray.
November 8 Golf Lima X-Ray, you're 5 and 5.
You're 5-5 into Park 1906.
Roger, thanks for the Kilo 1906. Okay, Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas,
73, ciao. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air, India 0821.
Kilo Yankee 4, Yankee Quebec.
Kilo Yankee 4, Yankee Quebec. Thank you, you're 5 and 5.
Roger, I got you 5-9, South Carolina.
Roger the 5-9, South Carolina, 73, and Merry Christmas.
73, Merry Christmas.
Ciao, QRZ.
Kilo Delta 9, Uniform 6 Kilo.
Who's the Kilo Delta 9?
Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Victor Kilo.
KD9, Uniform Victor Kilowatt. Good morning, you're 5 and 5.
Illinois.
Thanks for the 5-2 Illinois. Merry Christmas. QRZ.
Kilo 4 Sierra.
Who's the Kilo 4 Sierra?
Kilo 4 Sierra. Virginia.
Give me your call again. Kilo 4 Sierra, question mark again.
Kilo 4 Sierra.
Okay, Kilo 4 Sierra Pacific. You're 5 by 1.
Kilo 4 Sierra Papa. You're 5-3 Virginia.
Roger the 5-3. Merry Christmas, 73.
Merry Christmas.
Ciao, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air.
IW2MJQ Pota I.
Victor Echo 2.
Victor Echo 2, Mexico, Tokyo, Kilowatt, audible.
Okay, Victor Echo 2, Mike Tango Kilo, portable, where is it? Okay, portable, many thanks for your call. You're about 5 by 5 in northern Italy, over.
Okay, my name is Martin, and you are 5 by 7. 5 by 7 in Quebec, Canada. Back to you.
Roger, QSL the 5 and 7, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Okay, I'm using 20 watts, only 20 watts in a dipole, so it's pretty good. So I'm from Merry Christmas to you too, and LT 2024, the 2MTK.
Roger, I'm also running 20 whiskey sitting on the car, and 20 whiskey SSB. 73, Merry Christmas, ciao.
73.
Ciao, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air.
Kilo 2 Bravo Radio Oscar.
Kilo 2 Bravo Radio Oscar, thank you, you're 5 and 5.
Roger, I do 3 by 3 Illinois. Merry Christmas, 7-3.
Roger the 3 by 3 in Illinois. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, ciao. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo X-Ray Quebec.
Kilo Quebec 4. Kilo X-Ray Quebec, is that a Roger?
Roger. You are 4-1 in the Tennessee, Tango November.
Roger, you are 5 and 5 in northern Italy. Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo X-Ray Quebec, QSL.
QSL copies the 5-5 in the northern Italy. Very good talk to you.
Roger. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. 73.
Same, 73, and Merry Christmas.
Ciao ciao, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan Quebec, India Whiskey 2 Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan Quebec, India Whiskey 2 Mexico, Japan Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2 Mexico, Japan Quebec, India Whiskey 2 Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan Quebec, India Whiskey 2 Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan Quebec, India Whiskey 2 Mexico, Japan Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Alpha Whiskey 4 Tango Radio America.
Whiskey 4 Tango Radio Alpha, Whiskey 4, sorry, I need to correct here my log. Whiskey 4 Tango Radio Alpha, you 5x7?
Roger, good morning. I got you 5555 in North Carolina, November Charlie, QSL.
Roger, the 55 in North Carolina, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Italy.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, 73.
Ciao ciao, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air.
K2 Lima Golf Juliet.
K2 Lima Golf Juliet, questo è vicino, ok, 5-9 QSL?
Sì, 5-9 più 10 per te, sono a Gardone Valle Trompi Angelo.
Ah, ciao Angelo, non ti avevo riconosciuto, Benissimo, grazie, io sono Stefano, sto attivando qui il Parco delle Colline, giusto per fare un po' di attività oggi pomeriggio. Grazie di aver risposto e buone feste, buon Natale Angelo, QSL?
Sì, contraccambio il tutto e buone feste, buon Natale, buon anno e mi dirai dove si trova il Parco delle Colline che io sono ignorante.
Ah beh, guarda, fai presto, vai in internet, vedi la mappa. Comunque è un parco molto esteso, sostanzialmente comprende tutto il Monte Maddalena, le colline di Colle Beato, Cellapica, Bovezzo e anche verso oltre Santa Eufemia, verso Botticino, eccetera.
Ah, non sapevo che si chiamasse così, è proprio vero che c'è sempre da imparare. Benissimo, ti ringrazio, buoni collegamenti, comunque confermo il rapporto 5910, 5915. Buoni collegamenti, ancora buone festività, ciao, grazie.
Grazie Angelo della risposta, buon Natale, ciao. Lima Whiskey 2 Delta Oscar, gracias, 55.
Ok, buenas tardes, Gaston, 55. Delta Oscar, gracias por tus señales, 73,
QSL 100%, feliz Navidad, saludo, ciao ciao.
Saludos, 73.
Ciao ciao, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, India Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Victor Papa Radio.
Who's the Papa Radio?
Whiskey 9 Victoria Papa Radio.
Okay, Whiskey 9, Victor Papa Radio, you're 5x7?
You are 5x7 in Illinois. Merry Christmas to you.
Roger, Roger. Merry Christmas. 73 QRZ.
Park to Park, Kilo Charlie 1, Quebec Delta Zulu.
Who's the Park to Park?
Kilo Charlie 1, Quebec Delta Zulu, Park to Park.
KC1 Quebec Delta Zulu, thank you. You're 5 by 9.
Hey, Roger, Roger, you are also 5'9", my park, Kilo 2870, Rhode Island, Romeo, India, go ahead.
Kilo 2870, please copy India 0821 QSL.
Roger, Roger, thank you very much. Thanks for that, too. Merry Christmas, 73.
Merry Christmas, 73 QRZ.
Kilo Echo 4, Papa Tango, Papa.
Kilo Echo 4, Papa Tango, Papa, thank you. 5 by 9.
QSL, you're 5 by 7 here, Western North Carolina.
Roger that. Merry Christmas and 73 QRZ.
Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha.
V3 Radio Charlie Alpha, thank you. You're 5 by 9.
Correction. Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha.
Roger, I got it right. VA3 RCA 59.
I think you said it wrong. Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha, RCA.
Roger, VA3 RCA 59.
Okay, so you are 5'6" here in Canada. Merry Christmas, my friends, and thank you for the activation.
Merry Christmas, thanks for your patience, and happy holidays. QRZ.
November 1, X-ray United.
N1 XXU, thank you. You're 5 and 9.
Roger, I have you 55 into Connecticut, QSL.
QSL the 55, Merry Christmas, and 73 QRZ. Ending in golf.
Whiskey 0, Tango Golf.
W0 TTG, thank you. You are 5 and 5.
You are 5 and 7 back into Northwest Missouri.
Roger the 5 and 7, Merry Christmas, and 73 QRZ.
Kilo Romeo 8, Papa.
Kilo Radio 8, Peter, thank you. You're 5 and 5.
You're 55, Michigan, thanks much.
Roger the 55 in Michigan, Merry Christmas, 73. Ciao, CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821.
November India Kilo.
November 3, November India Kilo, thank you. You're 5 and 5. November 3, November India Kilowatt, 5 and 5. November 3, November India Kilo, you're 5 and 5.
QSL, got you 53, Eastern Pennsylvania, thank you, 73.
73, Merry Christmas, ciao, QRZ. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air. B2 Germany Tango, thank you. You're 5 and 7.
Roger, 5151 Quebec, thank you, 73, Echo 2 Golf, Tango.
Victor Echo 2, Sugar Tango or Golf Tango?
Germany Tango, Victor Echo 2 Golf, Tango.
Okay, got it right, Germany Tango. You are 5 and 7, 5 and 7. Merry Christmas, 73.
Merry Christmas, 73.
Ciao, ciao, QRZ. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Kilo 1 Alpha 1, Charlie Papa Radio.
KA1 CPR, good morning, you're 5 by 7.
Well, good morning to you. You're 5 by 7 near Boston, Massachusetts today.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, 73.
You sound like a local man. I'm running 20 whiskey and I'm sitting on my car, transmitting from the car with a mobile antenna, believe it or not, over.
Wow, that's really good. I'm running 90 watts, 90 watts into a 3-element Yagi this morning.
Roger. Pretty good conditions today. We'll see what is going on. And you know, I'm just trying to have a lot of fun here at the park. 73 and Merry Christmas from Italy, over.
73, ciao. You have a good day, and I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Same to you and family. 73, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy, Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the Air, India 0821. Kilo Charlie 1 Sierra Juliet Sierra. Thank you. 5 and 5.
USL, you're about a 3-4 and about a 3-1.
Roger, the 3-4 in Massachusetts. Have a great day, sir, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Very Merry Christmas and have a good day.
73, ciao, QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air.
Kilo Charlie 1, November Delta, Quebec.
KC1, Nancy, Delta, Quebec, thank you. 5 and 7.
53, Massachusetts. Merry Christmas and thanks for the park.
Roger, the 5 and 3. Merry Christmas, 73.
73, have fun.
Thank you, you bet. India Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the Air.
Kilo, India 5, India Yankee Victor.
Kilo India 5, India Yankee Victor. Is that Roger?
Roger, I got you 5x1 into Louisiana. 5x1 into Louisiana.
Roger, the 5x1, please copy 5-1 in northern Italy. Kilo, Italy 5, Italy, Yankee Victor. Roger.
73.
Roger, 73, thank you, Merry Christmas. India Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air.
November 8, Bravo.
N8BB, big signal, 5-9. November 8, Bravo, 5-9.
Thank you, Stephen. You're about a 5-7, Michigan. QSL?
Roger, the 5-7, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
73, happy holidays.
Ciao, QRZ.
Victor Echo 3, Golf Radio Golf.
Victor Echo 3, Golf Radio Golf, thank you, 5 and 5.
Thank you for the 5 and 5. You're 5 and 5 with me as well in southwestern Ontario.
Roger, the 5 and 5 in northwestern Ontario. Please copy 73 and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and thank you very much for the contact. Have a good day.
Have a great day, 73, QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the Air.
Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Mike.
Kilo Delta 8, Sierra, Mexico, is that right? Kilo Delta 8, Sierra, Mexico, QSL.
QSL, Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Mike. I have you about a Pota I here in southeast Ohio.
Roger, Roger. Please copy 5-1. 5-1 in Italy, QSL.
QSL. Appreciate the activation today and coming back to me. Your first one.
Roger, Roger. 73, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas from Italy. Ciao, ciao.
73.
CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen, Parks on the air. India, 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air.
India Whiskey, copias Canarias.
Adelante, Canaria.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Florencio, mi indicativo es día 8, Bravo, Lima y León. Y solamente para que me dieras un reporte que estoy ya buscando una escena.
QSL, repítame el nominativo. Eco Alfa 8, Bravo y Unión. QSL.
Ok, QSL. Día 8, Bravo, Lima, Unión. QSL.
Ok. Eco Alfa 8, Bravo, Lima, Unión. QSL 100%. Te escucho muy bien. 5-5. 5-5 aquí en Norte de la Italia. Te transmito con 20 vatios. 20 vatios solamente la antenita vehicolare. Sto trabajando dall'auto, dalla macchina. QSL.
Ok, QSL. Al 5%. Sí, estoy buscando un dipolo para 10. Bueno, un bigote de gato, estoy ya usando 10, 15 y 20, a ver si lo pongo en funcionamiento. Así que muchas gracias por el reporte, ya te digo, es un pequeño dipolo, un bigote de gato.
Ok, 100%, no está problema. Gracias por la llamada, el dipolo funciona correctamente. Saludo, feliz Navidad, QSL.
Ok, igualmente para ti, feliz Navidad, próspero año nuevo y que nos sigamos escuchando por aquí por mucho tiempo. Un saludo y hasta siempre, mi amigo.
QSL 100%, saludo 73, chao chao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India, Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. Who's the kilowatt something Papa again? Okay, I have a Sierra Papa, kilowatt something Sierra Papa. Give me a call multiple times. Long call, over. Okay. Kilo Delta Niner, question mark Sierra Papa. Kilo Delta 9, question mark Sierra Papa. Give me a call again. Okay, give me your call again. Kilo Delta 9. Question mark Sierra Papa. Kilo Delta 9. Question Sierra Papa. Give me your suffix again, over.
Sierra Papa.
Okay, Mexico Sierra Papa. Mexico Sierra Papa, is that right? Kilo Delta 9, Mexico Sierra Papa. Kilo Delta 9, Mexico Sierra Papa, QSL. Roger, got it. Kilo Delta 9, Mexico Sierra Papa. You are 5 by 1, 73, and Merry Christmas. Ciao.
73, bye-bye.
Thank you. That was a tough one. Thank you. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air.
Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Delta Victor.
KD9, Uniform Delta Victor. Thank you. 5 and 5.
Roger, 52, India, Lima, US. Appreciate it. Have a good information.
Roger, the 52 in India, Lima. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. 73, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. Kilo Golf 5, Radio Germany, QSL. Kilo Germany 5, Radio Germany. Kilo Germany 5, Radio Germany. You are 4 by 1. 4 by 1, 4 by 1. Roger. Roger. Kilo Germany 5, Santiago, Radio Germany. Sierra, Radio Germany. You are 4 by 1. 4 by 1. Over. Roger, the 56, 73, and Merry Christmas. 73, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen. Parks on the air. India 0821.
Kilo Bravo 3.
Who's the Kilo Bravo 3?
Good morning and Merry Christmas. Good morning and Merry Christmas. This is Kilo Bravo 3, Mike Lima Charlie. Kilo Bravo 3, Mike Lima Charlie. Good morning. I believe your call sign is India Whiskey 1, Whiskey Juliet Quebec. Is that KSL?
Negative. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. IW2 Mary Jane Queen. You are 5 and 5 in Italy. Over.
Copy. India Whiskey 2, Mike Japan, Quebec. Mike Japan, Quebec. Good morning, my friend. My name is Joe. Juliet Oscar Echo, and please accept warm holiday wishes and a very Merry Christmas from my family to your family. You are currently 5 by 6. 5 by 6 in northeastern Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Roger, Joe. You made my day with that. You made my day. 73 from Italy. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And happy holidays. And have fun on the radio, Joe. Over.
Thank you very much, my friend. I hope you have a lovely Christmas. And I hope St. Nicholas treats you and your family very well. You take care. And best of 73. Very, very nice DX this morning, Stefano. And you take care. Arrivederci. Grazie.
Grazie mille, ciao, arrivederci, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary, Jane, Queen. Parks on the air. India 0821.
Kilo November 4, Sierra Whiskey Sierra.
Kilo November 4, Sierra Whiskey Sierra, thank you, 5x7. Kilo November 4, Sierra Whiskey Sierra, 5x7.
Roger, Roger, Steven, I got you 58 Naples, Florida. Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, 73, QRZ.
Charlie, Uniform 3, Hotel. Sugar Delta Queen.
Sugar Delta Queen, stand by just one sec. Who's the Charlie United 3 Hotels?
Roger, Charlie, Uniform 3, Hotel Yankee. You're 5 and 5.
Charlie United 3 Hotel Yankee, thank you. You're 5 and 5 as well in Italy. Merry Christmas.
Roger, Roger, many thanks. 7-3 and Merry Christmas.
73, who is the Sierra Quebec Delta?
Kilo Charlie 3, Sugar Delta Queen.
KC3 Sugar Delta Quebec, thank you. You're 5x7.
5-7 in Pennsylvania. Steve, good to get you in the log, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Ciao, Paisano, Arrivederci, 73s.
Roger, Roger. I'm working with 20 whiskey, 20 watt, 20 whiskey from the car, running 20 whiskey mobile antenna sitting in the car, over.
Unbelievable. Doing a super job. Unbelievable.
Roger, Roger. You made my day with that. 73, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Italy. Ciao.
Ciao.
QRZ. How's the whiskey 2?
Whiskey Papa 4.
Whiskey Papa 4, Whiskey Papa 4. Ok. Whiskey Papa 4, Quebec Echo Charlie 5151, QSL? QSL, Feliz Navidad 73, ciao ciao. QRZ? Kilo India 5, Echo Golf X-Ray, is that a Roger?
Hotel X-Ray. Hospital give X-ray. See
Okay, Kilo India 5, Hotel Germany X-Ray, I believe it is, 5x1, over.
I have you a 5-5 in Louisiana.
Roger, the 5-5 in Louisiana. Merry Christmas, 73. Ciao, ciao. QRZ?
Alpha Delta 0 Whiskey.
Alpha Delta 0 Whiskey again.
Alpha Delta 0 Whiskey November. Alpha Delta Whiskey November.
Roger, AD 0 Whiskey Nancy. Thank you. 5x1.
Copy 5-1. You're also 5-1 in Missouri. 5-1 Missouri. And I thank you for the contact. I wish you a Merry Christmas. 5-1 Mike Alpha Missouri.
Roger, Roger, State of Missouri. 73, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Ciao, ciao.
7-3, thanks.
Ciao, CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the Air. Italy, Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the Air, India, 0821.
Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot, Hotel Sierra.
Okay, a couple of stations in there. Kilo Oscar 4, Fox Hotel Sierra, thank you, 5 and 5.
QSL, I copy 5x5. I have 5-7. 5-7 for you, Steven, from Naples, Florida, Foxtrot Lima.
Roger, Roger, 5-7 in Naples, Florida. Thank you very much, you made my day. 73 and Merry Christmas from Italy, over.
Roger, Roger, Merry Christmas, my friend. All the best to you and your family. 7-3.
7-3, ciao, QRZ. Who was the other station calling, QRZ? Again? Victor Echo 2 Lima Golf Radio, thank you, 5x5.
5557, you see, represent Mexico, Steven. 19 young, my friend.
Roger, Roger, Victor Echo 2 Lima Golf Radio, 73 and Merry Christmas.
My call, X-Ray Echo 2 Lima Golf Romeo, okay?
Okay, let me correct, está correcto, okay. X-Ray Echo 2, X-Ray Echo 2 Lima Golf Radio, QSL?
QSL, X-E2 Lima Golf Romeo, México.
Ok, México. Saludo, feliz Navidad. Ciao, ciao.
Gracias, Steven, gracias.
Ciao, ciao. QRZ?
Kilo Charlie 3, Lima Quebec Delta.
KC2 LQD, thank you, 5 and 7. Kilo Charlie 2 Lima, Quebec Delta 5/7.
Roger, 5555 Delta Echo, QSL.
Roger, 73, Chow, QRZ.
Whiskey 4, Golf Sierra, Sierra.
73.
W4 Golf Sierra, thank you, 5/7.
Roger, 57 here in Georgia, thank you, 73.
73, Merry Christmas, QRZ. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air.
W2EUA, Whiskey 2, Echo United America.
W2 Echo United America. You must be not so far from my antenna, HI. Lovely signal, 5/9 in northern Italy, over.
5/3 here in South Florida.
Roger, the 5 and 3. I'm running a 20 whiskey and a mobile antenna. Running a 20 whiskey and a mobile antenna, over.
Copy that. I can barely hear you over the noise level, but I am copying your QSL.
Roger on that. 73 man and Merry Christmas. Ciao from Italy. 73, ciao. QRZ, India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air.
Whiskey 1 Alpha, Tango Mobile.
Who's the Whiskey 1 mobile?
Whiskey 1 Alpha, Sierra, Tango Mobile. We are mobile in Newark, Connecticut. We are Whiskey India, November, Delta, Sierra, Connecticut.
I'm not sure on the call sign. Is that Whiskey 1 Alpha Sierra? Whiskey 1 Alpha Sierra mobile, QSL?
Whiskey 1 Alpha, Sierra, Tango, 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 55 here in Connecticut.
Okay, I got it right, I think. Whiskey 1 Alpha Sierra Tango. Whiskey 1 Alpha Sierra Tango mobile, QSL?
QSL.
Roger, you're 5/1 in Italy. 73 and Merry Christmas.
Roger, thank you, 73. Enjoy your program.
73, ciao. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air.
Kilo Alpha 1, Tango Nancy Victor.
Who's the Tango Nancy Victor?
Kilo Alpha 1, Tango Nancy Victor. You're 555, Rhode Island.
Okay, Kilo Alpha 1, Tango Nancy Victor. Thanks for the 5 and 5. Please copy 5/7, over.
Thank you for the 5-7. Thank you for the talk.
73, Merry Christmas, QRZ. QRZ Parks on the air, India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen.
Kilo 4, Romeo X-Ray Lima.
Kilowatt 4, Romeo X-Ray Lima, thank you, 5/1.
QSL, thank you, 5-1 Virginia Victor Alpha.
Roger, Victor Alpha, 73, Merry Christmas.
7-3.
Ciao, QRZ.
November 1, Quebec, Mike.
November 1, Quebec, Mexico, thank you, you 5 and 5.
5-3 Ohio, Merry Christmas.
Roger, the 5-3 Ohio, Merry Christmas. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air.
Kilo 4, Victor Bravo, Lima.
Okay, Kilo 4, Victor Bravo Lima, you're 5 and 5.
Roger, thank you. Kilo 4, Victor Bravo, Lima. 5/1, 51 Virginia, QSL.
Roger, the 5-1 Virginia, thank you, Merry Christmas, and 73, QRZ.
Thank you, Merry Christmas, my friend. 73, good luck.
73, ciao, QRZ. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821.
Whiskey 8 Sierra, Mike November.
Whiskey 8, Sierra, Mike November, thank you, 5 and 5.
QSL, John in Ohio, and you are 4x4 here.
Roger, Whiskey 8, Sierra, Mike November, please copy 5 and 5 in Italy, over.
QSL, thanks for activating the park today. 73 and Merry Christmas.
73, Merry Christmas, ciao, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air, Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. Who's the park to park?
Park, Kilo Delta 9, Yankee Oscar Delta.
Kilo Delta 9, Yankee Oscar Delta. Thank you. 5 by 1.
5-1, I've got you on a 5-3 on my end, my friend. My first park number is Kilo 4208 Park, Kilo 5683 QSL.
Okay, I got Kilo 4208. Kilo 4208 QSL.
Roger that. Second park number is 5683 QSL.
Just one sec. What's the second one? Give me the second one again.
5683 QSL.
Roger, kilos 5683, kilowatt 5683 QSL.
Well, thank you for being my first park into Italy, my friend. You have a Merry Christmas, 7-3 to you, bud.
Roger, Roger. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, 73. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air.
Kilo 9 Whiskey, Kilo Whiskey. This is K9WKW. How copy? Over.
Kilo 9 Whiskey, Kilo Whiskey. You're 5 and 5 in Italy, over.
Thank you very much for the 5x5. You're about 5x5 also into Wisconsin, USA. Thank you. My name is Oscar, and I'm glad to meet you, and Merry Christmas to you.
Roger, Roger, Oscar. Thank you very much for your call. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Italy. Ciao.
Ciao.
CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air.
November Uniform 1, Mike Alpha Whiskey.
November Uniform 1, Mike Alpha Whiskey, 5 and 5.
It's Lima United 1, Mexico, America, Washington. You're 5x3, 5x3.
Ok, Lima Union 1, Mike Alpha Whiskey, gracias por el 5-3. Para ti 5-1, 5-1, QSL.
Ok, gracias por el 5-1, gracias. Muchas gracias, gracias mille.
Ok, feliz Navidad, 73, ciao. QRZ?
November 1, Golf, November 5.
November 1, Germany, November Foxtrot, is that right?
QSL.
Okay, November 1, Germany, Nancy, Florida. You are 5 by 1, 5 by 1 in Italy, over.
QSL, you're 5-1 in North Carolina. November 1, Golf,
Roger, Roger. Merry Christmas and 73. Ciao, ciao. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air. Again? Q or Z again? CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. Something November again. Q or Z Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Something number 4. No, give me your call again. Q or Z Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mike, Juliet, Quebec. Parks on the air.
Whiskey 9, Norway Victor Yankee has you 5-4 in India, November, USA.
Whiskey 9, Radio Victor Yankee, you're 5x1, 5x1, over.
Copy your 5x1 is clarified. Victoria, Yokohama, USA.
Whiskey 9, Radio Yankee Victor. Whiskey 9, Radio Victor Yankee. Whiskey 9, Radio Victor Yankee, QSL.
Negative, sir. Whiskey 9, November, Norway, Norwegia. Whiskey 9, Norway, Victoria, Yokohama, QSL.
Roger, November, Whiskey 9, November, Victor Yankee. Whiskey 9, November, Victor Yankee. You're 5x1, 5x1, over.
Copy your 5-1, sir. 5, Indiana, India, November, USA.
Roger, Roger, the 5-4 Indiana. Okay, 73, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, 73.
Ciao, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air.
Kilo 1, Echo, Oscar, Echo.
Kilo 1 Echo, Oscar Echo. Thank you. Good morning. You are 5x7, over.
Roger that. I have you 5x5 in the state of New Hampshire, over.
Roger, Roger. You have a good signal here. Band is open today, so we're trying to have a little bit of fun in the park. Running 20 whiskey and a mobile antenna, over.
Roger that. Yep, I'm running 100 watts with a Cushcraft A4S, over.
Well, you're doing just good, just fine. Band condition seems to be wide open today. 73 and Merry Christmas from Italy, over.
Roger that, 7-3.
Ciao, ciao. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mary Jane Queen. Parks on the air. India 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air.
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Hotel Bravo.
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Hotel Bravo. Thank you. 5x7.
Rogers, Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Hotel Bravo, 5-9 into Georgia, USA.
Roger, Roger. Thanks for the 5-9 in Georgia. 73 and Merry Christmas from Italy. Ciao.
Ciao, molto bene, grazie. Merry Christmas.
Ciao, ciao, grazie. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Indiana Whiskey to Mary Jane Queen. Parks on the air. India 0821. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mary Jane Queen. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mary Jane Queen. Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2 Mexico, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2 Mike, Juliet, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2 Mary, Jane, Queen, Parks on the air. Few more calls and then I will QSY on 12 meters, guys. Italy Whiskey 2 Mexico, Juliet, Quebec, Parks on the air, India 0821. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2 Mary, Jane, Queen, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2 Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2 Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air.
Kilo Delta 2, Victor Oscar Kilo.
Kilo Delta 2, Victor Oscar Kilowatt. Good morning. Lovely signal, 5 and 9, over.
Hey, Roger. 1x5, crystal clear audio, top of the morning, Kilo Delta 2, Victor Oscar Kilo, upstate New York.
Roger, I did miss my report. What is my report, over?
You're 5x7, crystal clear audio.
Roger that, the 5 and 7. Thanks for your call, man. 73 and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family, over.
Hey, Roger, same here. Happy holidays, 73s, Kilo Delta 2, Victor Oscar Kilo, upstate Dutchess County, New York.
Roger, 73, happy holidays. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Parks on the air, India 0821.
Whiskey 4 Zulu Hotel Alpha.
Whiskey 4 Zulu Hotel Alpha, thank you. You 5x7?
USL, you are 5x5 into the state of Tennessee, Tango, November. Merry Christmas in 73.
Roger, 73 and Merry Christmas from Italy. Happy holidays. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. IW2 Mary Jane Queen, Parks on the air. Kilo Oscar 4, Tango X-ray November, I think it is. Kilo Oscar 4, Tango X-ray November. You are 5x1, over. Roger the 44. Merry Christmas, 73. Thank you, ciao. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air.
Kilo 4, Alpha November Yankee.
KK4 Alpha November Yankee, thank you. You 5 and 5?
Yes, I'll get you about 44, Golf Alpha, that's Kilo 4, Alpha November Yankee. I got your part number. Fine, Merry Christmas, 73.
Roger, KK4 Alpha November Yankee, 73 and Merry Christmas. 73, ciao. Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Parks on the air.
Kilo 0, Sugar Italy Delta.
Kilo 0, Sugar India Delta. Nice to hear you again. You're 5 and 5, over.
Roger. Could you confirm your call again?
The call is Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. IW2 Mary Jane Queen activating Parks on the air. India 0821, over.
India 0821, correct?
Roger.
Thank you so much. Have fun in the park. 7-3.
Give me the report. What is my report, over?
I'm sorry, it's 5-9 into November Yankee.
Got it. 5-9 November Yankee. Okay. 73 and Merry Christmas to you and family, over.
7-3. Merry Christmas.
Ciao. QRZ.
CQ POTA on the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Port Frontier. Secure Port Frontier, Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mary, Jane Queen, Port Frontier.
Delta 2, Yankee Lima Zulu.
Kilo Delta 2, Yankee Lima Zulu, I think it is. You're 4-4.
Okay, thanks. Goodbye 5. You're also 5-5 into northern New York. Thanks for the contact. Merry Christmas. 73.
Give me confirmation on the call. Is it Kilo Delta 2, Yankee Lima Zulu, Roger?
Roger. You got it right the first time. Thanks a lot.
Roger, 73, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Secure Port Frontier, Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Port Frontier.
Alpha Delta 4, Julian X-ray.
84, Japan X-ray. Nice to hear you again. Thanks for the second down today. You're 4-4.
QSL, I have you 5 and 5 Golf Alpha. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, 73, QSL. What's the Kilo 4? The Kilo 4 again. Oh, you're very weak, man. Very weak. You're 20 again, what? Kilo 4-0, what? Negative, 4 later, please. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Port Frontier.
Whiskey Alpha 7, Uniform, Radio, Tango.
Whiskey Alpha 7, United Radio Tango, Yankee, 4-1.
QSL, you're 5-5 Alpha Zulu.
Roger the 44, we know it's 1. 73, and Merry Christmas from Italy. Merry Christmas. Secure Port Frontier, Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mary Jane Queen, Port Frontier. India 08-21.
Kilo Bravo 5, Yankee November.
Kilo Bravo 5, Yankee November. Thank you, you're 5-4.
Okay, 5-4 in Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Merry Christmas. QSL.
November 0, Alpha India Echo.
November 0, India Echo. Thank you, 4-4.
QSL 5-5, you are 5-2, South Dakota, Sugar Delta, over.
Thank you, 73 and Merry Christmas.
7-3.
Italy Whiskey to Mary Jane Queen, Port Frontier, India 08-21.
Whiskey Norway.
Whiskey November.
Alpha Delta 0, Whiskey November. I say again, Alpha Delta 0, Whiskey November.
Delta 0, Whiskey November, thank you, 4-1.
Roger, 5151, Missouri, USA.
Roger, 4-1, Missouri, 73 and Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays to you and thanks for the contact, 73.
73, Secure Port Frontier, Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec, Port Frontier, India 08-21.
Kilo 4, Golf
Kilo 4.
Kilo Oscar 4, Golf Alpha Romeo, Kilo Ontario 4, Germany, American Radio.
Roger, Kilo 4, Germany, Radio, 4-1.
Roger, Golf Alpha Romeo, Germany, American Radio, 42, South Carolina.
Roger, 43 and 4 Carolina, 73 and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Alpha Charlie 1, Papa India.
AC1 POA, good morning, you're 4-4.
QSL to 5 and 5. I have you about a 4x5 in the state of New Hampshire, over.
Roger, the 4-4 in New Hampshire, 73, Merry Christmas.
7-3, Merry Christmas. Thank you for the contact.
73, Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Port Frontier.
Kilo 2, Charlie Delta.
K2CD, nice to hear you again, you're 4-8.
Thank you. You're 5 and 7 in Pennsylvania. Good luck. Merry Christmas.
You might my day, 73 more present too.
Ciao, grazie, buon Natale.
Only signal coming 2 meters today. CQ Pota, CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Quinn. Port from the air, India 08 at 21. CQ Pota, CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Quinn. Port from the air, India 08 21. Again. CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Port from the air. CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Port from the air, India 08 at 21. CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Quinn. Port from the air. CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Port from the air. CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mary Jane Quinn. Port from the air.
Kilo 55,
What is your call? Is there Kilo generally flying with Zulu Delta Quebec, is that right? India flying with Zulu Delta Quebec. Kilo Italy flying Zulu Delta Quebec. Kilo 7. Okay, Kilo Italy flying Zulu Delta Quebec. Kilo India flying Zulu Delta Quebec. You are 441. 441 in Italy. Kilo 7. Kilo India flying with Zulu Delta Quebec. Thank you very much. 73 and Merry Christmas. 73 CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. Port from the air. Kilo Radio 8 Purple. Thank you. 411.
Roger, Michigan. For another meeting,
73 Merry Christmas too. Kilo 0. CQ Port from the air. Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Port from the air. What was the whiskey? Whiskey 9 again. Whiskey 9 again. Whiskey 9 again. Negative. Fuel that India Whiskey 2, Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Port from the air. Sorry, the Whiskey 9 you're called? Roger, Whiskey 9, Tokyo Charlie Victor. You are 411. Okay, for 4 thank you very much. 73 and happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec, Port on the air, India 0821. Secure Port on the air, Italy Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec, IW2 MJQ Port on the air.
November 5, Sierra,
November 4, Sierra, Roscoe again.
November 5, Sierra, Lima, Yankee.
November 4, Sierra, Lima, Yankee. November 4, Sierra, Lima, Yankee. Your 411.
Victor Alpha 3, India Alpha Hotel. Victor Alpha 3, India Alpha Hotel. SL 5151 is Oscar November, 51 Oscar November.
Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India Whiskey to Mexico, Japan, Quebec. Port on the air.
CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. CQ Pota, CQ Parks on the air. Italy Whiskey to Mike, Japan, Quebec. India